so exciting! That's it?
Oh boy, this was definitely a movie I witnessed. It was something, I guess. Joker is a movie I like, and when the second movie got announced or its trailer first got released, I was like, okay, this movie's gonna be good, and I was kind of wrong about that. I definitely expected too much from it, and I mean, can you blame me? Yeah, it might be my fault for that, but I was definitely expecting a bit more from it. Joker 2 is not all that bad in certain areas. I want to be fair to this movie. I had to reframe certain things I thought about this movie, and I want to be fair to it as much as I can because Joker 2 isn't all that bad. There are some good areas in the movie, but there is also some bad. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just going to be covering the good, the bad, and all the other stuff. I wasn't going to structure this video, it was just going to be me talking for 8 minutes, but I wanna, and that's what I'll be doing. So let's get into the good of Joker 2. If you look into the void of this movie, Joker 2 does have its good moments. The acting is not bad. It's pretty much on par with the first movie in areas. I don't think the acting is bad. The cinematography is also not bad. It's still pretty good, like with the first movie. And I like seeing Joker or Arthur's life in Gotham and him having to deal with stuff in court. I think that's a bit interesting. And all the different interactions he has with characters, too. Even Harley. I like the Harley and Joker stuff. Surprisingly, they bring back characters from the first movie and expand upon what has happened to them after what Joker has done. And I think that's, like, interesting to see. And there's actually, like, in the courtroom, there's a scene where this one character from the first movie is basically scarred by what Joker has done, or Arthur. And that is probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. It's well acted, and I love it. But I think after all of that I just mentioned, that might be where my positives come to an end. There's good moments. If you dig deep enough, you could probably find some definitely good moments in Joker 2. There's probably like five like good moments in the movie, and that's kind of all I could say. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into the music of this movie because it's a musical if you didn't know. So, if you didn't know, Joker 2 is a musical, and I'm not like the biggest fan of musicals. I don't hate them or anything. There's only like one musical I probably like out there. And when it comes to the musical aspects of this movie, I don't think they do the best job integrating them into the film. They're not bad songs. I probably would go back and listen to them. Maybe like the Joker is Me song, or like the first one, or like the one where Harley and Joker are about to like attempt to escape, but they just don't feel well executed into the film. And the movie feels like it's confused on that aspect. Like, it wants to be a musical, but then it also doesn't want to be a musical. And that's what confuses me. Like, which is it? Like, the songs feel kind of just half assed, where, like, one will start and then it kind of just feels like it ends. So, do you want to be a musical or not? I don't get it. It's almost on the levels of, like, what Has Been Hotel would do. That same issue where, oh, we're in the middle of a scene where a character is talking or something, musical time. I mean, I guess that's how musicals work, but I think you could have executed it better. The songs aren't terrible in Joker 2. Some of them aren't bad, and the singing isn't bad. Like, definitely a walking phoenix playing Joker is definitely capable of singing, and same for Lady Gaga. They can do it too. But come on, you could have tried a little bit better. So I've gone into the good of Joker 2. It has its moments, it has its good scenes, it has some great, like, scenery shots and all that, but it also has its bad. Getting into the bad aspects of Joker 2, the movie kind of feels like a rehash of the first film where it's just like it's like it feels like the same movie but like, approached a little bit differently. And like I like what they try to attempt with this movie and its plot, but I was expecting something a little more, I don't know, interesting. I don't hate seeing Arthur's life in jail and how he interacts with various different characters, like the Wardens. I like that stuff. I like the character interactions in this movie. But I would here's what I would have expected. Here's what I would have done. And I'm not the first one to come up with this idea, but I sure would have maybe thought that Harley and Joker, like the movie would go like this. After that song they have, they escape Arkham Asylum and then go around Gotham starting their crime syndicate together. And the movie I think would have been a little more interesting that way. There's good stuff in this movie that would definitely make for a better movie, but it's just not executed all that well in certain areas. When it comes to Joker or Arthur's character in this movie, he feels practically the same like in the first movie a little bit. I don't see any like progression with his character. He just feels kind of the same, and for whatever reason the movie tries to do this like separate personality thing with him like Arthur and Joker being two separate people. I kind of think this is maybe a little bit interesting, but it's just executed kind of weirdly. They definitely could have done it better where for whatever reason Joker at last minute is like, yeah, I'm not the Joker. I'm just Arthur. And like I know in certain Batman media or how Joker is as like he kinda I guess puts on this facade of being like this different guy, but under it there's something more. But I'm just not really huge on what they were gonna do. I wanted to see how Arthur or Joker would have progressed on as a character and showing how free he is as a character after everything. And they kind of do this in that really good courtroom scene I like, but then they kind of just throw it out. Is this a bad thing? I am not sure, to be honest. I think you can execute this well, maybe, but the movie just kind of doesn't. And it just kind of feels just sucky. I'm just not sure. Let's talk about Harley. Harley is probably one of my favorite Batman characters of all time, but to be honest with you, they kind of waste her character. She has her moments with Joker and Arthur, and I like that stuff, but that's kind of just it. You know, Joker's kind of just a bad influence on her, and near the end, she just kind of ditches him after admitting that, oh yeah, I'm just Arthur. I don't know. That's just kind of it. Mostly, you'll see her being used for just musical stuff. That is it. And you know what? And same for the Joker too. You don't really get a lot of him in this film. It's just kind of just it's just Arthur. That's it. You get to his moment, like you get some moments in like these weird like song like illusion parts with the Joker, but you only get him like in a few scenes. And I would have liked to see a more of the Joker because it's well a Joker movie. It's more just guy sad after doing bad stuff, I guess. It just kind of feels like things just happen in Joker 2. There just isn't much rhyme or reason for certain things to happen. Oh, last minute Joker or Arthur is just admitting what he did, or like admitting that he's not the Joker. Alright, we'll just go with that. I'm not, I'm a little pet peeved about that, but oh well, I guess. I won't try to get, like, too mad about it. Oh, there's an explosion? That just kind of happens. Harley is, for whatever reason, just not in jail. I don't know if the movie explains that. Like, did I miss something? I know they tell us that. Oh, she burned down something. I might have missed something there, but just things in this movie happen to just happen. I don't feel like there's rhyme or reason for much of it. Just accept it. This is happening. Well, here you go. And it's just well, it bugs me. It confuses me. All this stuff just kinda carries the movie down. When Joker 2 has its good moments, it has its good moments. But when Joker 2 has its bad moments, the bad moments carry down the good moments in some areas. So I think that's really all the bad this movie suffers from. And the movie mostly just kinda has bad to it. There's good, but there's also just bad. This movie has a lot of conflicting sides going on with me. Two sides are fighting. There's one side that is like, okay, there is something here. But then the other side just wants to burn it all down. Joker 2, if I could explain it, or tell you, like, is Joker 2 a bad movie? Well, yeah. But is it a good movie too? Yeah, too. It's just so conflicting. I'm not really sure what to feel here. I feel a mix of maybe like a pent up anger, but then also like some like happiness too. It's just kind of a like it's kind of a little bit of a disappointment, but there's also good stuff there too. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Joker 3. That's definitely not gonna happen. This movie isn't really doing well, and I don't really know how you can expand upon this film. The movie just kind of derails itself a little bit. Like you have some like ideas there that could definitely be executed better. I was expecting a lot more with Joker 2, but overall, I am just conflicted with Joker 2. That's all I can kind of say about it. I probably would have far more like I probably have far more feelings on this movie I can let out, but I think I got into what I wanted to get into. So, yeah, that's it. Joker 2 is either a good or a bad movie. And if you don't watch the first movie, you can probably appreciate what this movie tries to do without any knowledge on the first one. But if you do watch the first movie, you might just feel disappointed too with this. That's just really up to you, I guess. So, that's all. I don't really know how to end off this video. Joker 2 is a conflicting of confliction. I'll see you guys next time, and bye.